Like somebody drew me a whole painting.
Of you?
I don't know what
Or
it
it's just
was.
some random.
He just said,
Okay.
"I want you to sign my painting, bro." I don't
No,
know.
but what was the painting?
I
I
don't
thought it was
know
like a
what it,
portrait of you.
I
I'm
don't
like,
know what
yo.
it was. That's the whole thing.
Oh
I'm like, yeah,
shit.
bro, high as hell. He said, yeah, I was listening to Caveman and painted this. That was what it was.
That's crazy. That's a cool interaction though. Damn. Yo, what's good? You're watching Visible with Overlooked. Right now I'm here with a special artist, man. Somebody who is from Detroit but is not making your typical Detroit music. I feel like when I hear every project he drops, it sounds like he's constantly trying to evolve his sound even further. And he just strikes me as an artist who is simply doing what he wants and making it look cool along the way. So I'm here with RAFA, bro. What's good? So kind of break down like where we're at right now. I know we were talking about it earlier, but this is like a new spot out on Melrose.
We at Lutz, NYC. So it's a reselling store with clothes that, the good clothes though, not no bullshit.
Yeah. What makes it good though? Like the tees?
The vintage tees, the deals, the steals, and it's loot. Like, he was famous in New York, the store, for like just people going in there shopping.
Yeah.
Like all the famous rappers be going in there in New York, so.
Got you. Yeah, you shot like a couple music videos here too. You shop here pretty regularly, I'm assuming.
Yeah, and then he just was cool with us doing the interview.
Yeah. No, that's fire because like I was saying earlier, I feel like a lot of vintage shops out here aren't really vintage for one, and then for two, the prices are just way too high.
Yeah.
Like a tee is like 200 and up, or like 300 and up. To me, that's not even like vintage. I don't know.
That's vintage. It's just like that's the value that them shirts hold. So that's the price they gotta get, because they might have spent 200 on that, but they selling it for 300. So
yeah,
they make it 300.
So for you personally, like you don't mind paying that much for like a nice vintage tee?
It depends. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if all fails, I'll just go sell it. Or,
yeah.
Cool.
So I kind of want to take it back to those earlier years of you growing up in Detroit. Kind of walk me through like what type of kid you were. Were you like a shy kid? Were you super active, hyper, like something in between?
It's like I was shy, but at the same time, like around my peers, I'm still that. So shy around
like people you didn't know,
adults and stuff, like older people. Not trying to really show my hand to them, like that's how I really was.
Yeah.
But then as I got older and like kept moving around and stuff, and like bumping my head, it was like inevitable. Like people knew what I was up to, like, cause Detroit's small, and then like I was always a known kid, like popular, like even on the block or to Facebook, social media, like everybody knew everybody, and I played sports too, so it's like we just all grew up together. Like,
yeah. What kind of sports did you play?
Football. So like everybody you see, like if you see somebody that you might think known in Detroit or popular, and like I probably know them. Like
it was just like really close knit. Like everybody kind of knew everybody.
Yeah.
Got you.
No matter what side, east, west, like everything collided. Especially like my generation was like embedded into sports, like, and then even the girls, they cheered and all that. So it's like we played sports. Then once that ain't work, rapping or clothing or something like that,
Okay. In school though, did you like what type of student were you? Did you get good grades, bad grades?
Middle school, I was getting good grades. I was getting in trouble. And high school, I ain't start off too good because it was like I wasn't feeling it. That's when I really wanted to get some money for real. So I wasn't really focused for real.
around that time, did you have like a regular 9 to 5 job at all?
Nah.
Did you ever have a 9 to 5 job?
Yeah, I worked 9 to 5 job before.
What was that job?
I worked at a hat store, Lids. Like that was my first job, the mall. Like that's when I knew like I could sell stuff. Like
So that's kind of like where your I guess sales skills started.
yeah, cause like they was trying. I was only like 15. They was trying to make me the manager. Like, trying to get me to work there till I'm 18. I'm like, y'all think I wasn't there for like no longer than 4 months.
Yeah.
Like, but I was never about to work there. So. But I had multiple like 9 to 5 jobs. It just never lasted. I always would figure something else out. So,
Why do you think it never lasted though? Just because like you weren't interested in it?
yeah, I just didn't see myself wanting to do that for real.
So around this time then, did you know you wanted to make music?
It wasn't really like it was always a dream, but it wasn't like believable for real. Like in Detroit for real, it wasn't nobody really
Like popping or like make it out of the city?
It felt like we was the only ones listening to that shit. So it was like, yeah, and then I only listened to Detroit music, and then or I listened to like something like Future or something like Drake. Like, it was back and forth. I wasn't tapped into no other scenes, none of that. It was we listening to Detroit music or Chief Keef.
Yeah.
This like.
What was the type of Detroit music that you were listening to?
It was always. It had its phases. So like growing up, when I'm like 3 years old, I'm listening to Blade Icewood CD, Blood, Sweat, and Tears. And then now I'm 13, I'm listening to Team Eastside, Dope Boys Cash Out. By the time I'm 15, 16, 17, I'm listening to Band Gang, Stunt Hard, Pablo Skywalker, and Rocaine. Now Team Eastside, they started to become individual artists, so we listening to that too. It's like now that's we the ones now. So it's like.
In terms of like fashion though, because I know you're interested in fashion, right? I know you rock a lot of those vintage wrestler tees too. When did that kind of interest start for you? Was it like high school or was it before that?
See, like high school, I was really more so like a hype for real. Like
a, what do you mean, like a hype beast or?
No, like I was just wearing shit I thought was cool. You feel me? Or yeah. Besides True Religions, like I still had tees like they weren't vintage tees, but I still had wrestling tees.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like outside with them. Like now I'm like really wearing them. Like this a part of my outfit, but like I wasn't really doing that then.
Yeah. For the your clothing brand, right? Slam Select Records. We kind of know how it started a little bit, but like for the people who don't know, when and how did this clothing brand start?
It really started. I was saying it in the song, and then this one guy called me and was like, "What's that you said?" Cause he always had me modeling his clothes and stuff. He knew I always wanted to make clothes, but it was more so like merch to me. So it was like he like put that on a shirt. Then I already put it on the shirt, and then somebody came over and made the website. So it was just.
So it just happened like super fast. Okay.
Yeah, it just happened like that. It was just
so you didn't even like plan on starting a clothing brand. It just like happened organically.
I had a clothing brand in high school. It was called Wildlife. Like people was really buying that shit, but like I was always like back to the school stuff. Like I was like. Once I stopped doing that, I would not be in school. I would just be out like getting money, like, and then my mama thinking I was selling clothes and shit. But it's like, but I had the clothing line because everybody was wearing it. But I was really just giving that shit out.
Yeah.
But I always been into the clothing brands. But like as I got older, I know like at this point with the branding stuff, like I already know what to do now. Like then it was just all right, t-shirts, hoodies, but like now I know what designs people want. And like we got a staple now. We got shorts. Like I can come in them whenever. So it's like. It's just smarter as you go. You get smarter.
If you could collaborate with like a brand, like Slam Slut Records and like a brand, who would it be?
Playboy.
Playboy?
Yeah, for sure. Playboy.
Okay. Anything else? Any other brand?
I wanted to, not a brand, it's a store I would really want to like partner with. It was Spencer's. You know that store.
Okay.
Like
I
I
remember
really want our
Spencer's.
stuff in there, but like not really too much brands because I know how vulgar the name is. So like
Yeah.
I want to stay at in a certain like not a box, but like in our
Like
lane
that
for
type
real.
of like almost niche
Yeah.
style or no, I get what you're saying. You know, you were under WTM Milt for a while, right? When you were making music with your group Wrld Tour Mafia.
Yeah.
What made you want to switch and create like this whole new name?
Oh
It was
man.
2024, right? When you started officially releasing music as RAFA?
Yeah, but like I get that question a lot because it's like
Well, because it's interesting because
'cause
like a
Milt,
lot of artists
yeah.
change their name and sometimes it works, sometimes it
Yeah,
doesn't.
and Milt was like I feel like that shit was like taking off for real. It was like people was tapping into that, but shit, I don't know. I just wanted something like more fresher and like to
Like
separate.
almost solo?
Not solo, but like I wanted to separate from Milt because that's just my real name and shit. Like
Got
I
it.
want to like separate the two for real.
So kind of like create like two different personas, right? Artist, you, and then like regular you.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, I was just over that phase for real.
Yeah.
Cause like now it's like people don't know. I could just tell somebody like that's how I decipher people too now. Cause like people who been knowing me or like knew me from back then, they call me by my real name or Milt. And like say somebody now, that's how I know like oh they just now know who I am. They calling me Rafa like nonstop, and it's just like that's how I like decipher people too like from who
Like
is who.
who's really been like tapped
Yeah,
into.
yeah.
Yeah. Your music has these constant themes of getting money, right? Making money. I think a lot of people who listen to your music would say that you make like motivational money making music, which I would agree.
Yeah.
When did you really start caring about having money though? Like we kind of talked about it earlier. You said high school, but
Yeah.
did you like grow up knowing how important it was to have money?
I mean, I thought I did. I mean, like, cause like once you get a certain amount of money, like that's not enough no more. So it's like,
True.
you think you know money, but like you gotta really keep getting it to know it for real. But
Yeah, I think once you get like a certain threshold of money, like you think that that's a lot, but then like something in you is like, nah, I can get more. So it's like it's kind of like never ending. I don't know.
never ending. Especially you keep getting the money, going broke. Then you like, bro, if I would have just had this amount, spent that, this thinking about it, like no.
Yeah.
Like money is like tricky for real, but at the same time, it's a tool you can use
Definitely.
a lot.
Did you ever learn about like how to handle your money, like money management at all? Because I know for sure they didn't teach it in school.
Nah,
So like, did you read like any books, like YouTube some shit?
I YouTube a lot, but like, I feel like as much we intaking, it's like how can we remember all this shit? So it'd be like, I know everybody in this room probably like getting so much information a day. It's like we can only remember so much.
Yeah.
And then like once you getting the money, you really just gotta put it up for real, put it up. But that's hard too. I feel like it's hard to save. Like it's really like your lifestyle gotta be getting this shit. No cap, like no matter what.
Yeah, for sure.
Back in high school, I will say we had a bank. Like this how I met Todd Beats. You know Todd Beats. Right? He went to my high school too, and like we had an ATM in there. And then
You had an ATM inside
we had a
the
bank.
school?
Yeah, we had a credit union. Like once you're 16, you can sign up for that credit union. So
Oh, shit.
all of us, we always had a bank account. Know how to do all that. I will say that, but that's how I met Ty. Like I was pulling money out of the ATM. And he's like, "What the hell you doing?" I put out like 800. It's like 10th grade. He's like, "What is you doing?" I'm like,
Yo, that's crazy. I've never heard of like an ATM being inside of a school.
they
Like
had
that's pretty wild.
and that whole school is like some niggas is getting money. So
Yeah.
it's like,
Now, did you ever learn about like credit? Because like that's kind of something I'm learning now. Like just these past 2 years, how important credit is. Like that's definitely not taught at all.
I mean, they be trying to say, they be trying to tell people, but no, I just know like you shouldn't like just be opening up credit cards and stuff and shit.
Yeah.
Can't stuff. Don't like I never got a car in my name like on a lease or nothing, but like I'm just cautious about that type of stuff for real.
Yeah, no, for sure. I've had like, just like, you know, my parents and people around me who have had messed up credit. So it's just like, it really enforces in me, like, I gotta have good credit.
You could bounce back though from that.
True, but it takes a minute.
Yeah.
It depends though. You gotta get smart with it. For sure. But, you know, when I look back at like these 3 projects that you dropped, right? Each of them have been kind of like thematic, right? You've told a story that's different from the next. So I want to know, like with MADMAN specifically, like what kind of story were you trying to tell? Because it is different than the first 2.
I think MADMAN was more like just not being so serious for real. I feel like I'll be
like more of like a fun project.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, cause I be taking. I wouldn't say I take it too serious, but like the music be serious to me. Like my feelings and the shit I'm saying be serious to me. So it'd be like, for MADMAN, I'm just popping it for real, talking shit. So it's like, it was fun to make.
Yeah. Nah, I feel that. I think the first project you put out is a little more serious than the other 2, probably. Because you were talking about some real shit, like, you know, a lot of relationship stuff in that album.
Because I feel like people be trying to hide it, but everybody got a relationship. I feel like they be trying to hide it. Like, even somebody saying they single, like, you still in a relationship, you in something, like. So
I feel like that's a lot of music. Because, like, a lot of, like, rappers I meet, they have girlfriends.
But they
like,
don't
they're
got
talking,
girlfriends, though.
But also, they're talking wild in their music. And it's like, damn, bro. You have a girlfriend. That's crazy. But, you know, I'm assuming that when you make music, you are speaking from, like, real-life experiences, right? I feel like that's a reason why, like, a lot of people gravitate towards your music is because it feels authentic. But I'm wondering, like, have you ever felt, I guess, pressured to produce music that's more commercially acceptable?
Nah, because I feel like I already made not every type of music, but all types of sounds. So I just be feeling pressured to, not pressure, but like, to give them what they want for real. Like just MADMAN, like, they like when I make them type of songs. Compared to me, as they say, being in my feelings. But like, I wouldn't even say me being in my feelings. I'm just rapping.
Yeah.
So it's like,
so you never felt like pressure to, I guess, make like a song that you could play on the radio?
Nah. Hell nah. I don't know. I'm not even looking at it to be played on the radio for real.
Yeah.
How I'm looking at it. I'm just looking at it just, I like making it.
Okay, so yeah, whatever type of music you make is because you actually just feel like saying that.
Yeah, that's how I'm feeling at the moment.
Yeah. Okay.
And then that project, I guess that's just how I was feeling collectively. So.
What was the process of making MADMAN? Like, was it just an entirely fun project, like you were saying? Like, no type of rules? Like, you didn't really have too much of a plan? You just, like, went in there and you're just talking your shit, basically?
Yeah, see, some of them songs were supposed to go on Rockstars Are Fucking Awesome. And then I was chopping it up with one of my friends, and he was just saying, like, you should take these songs off because you taking away from the Rockstars Are Fucking Awesome, like, putting these type of songs in there, like, just keep it that sound. So I had to make more songs. So I made a bunch of songs, and only them 11 made it, but it was fun making it because I came out here and finished it. So I was in LA.
Oh, so you made like half in Detroit, half over here? Do you feel like that affected the music at all?
No, it got better. I was in better studios, better engineers. Not saying it like that though for my people back at home, but like you know, not better engineers, but you know.
Yeah.
Just,
Nah, I mean it's definitely a different vibe too.
Yeah, different vibes.
Like,
Like I made like the first 3 songs, the first 2 songs I made at Universal, and then another song I made at this Airbnb.
wait, what do you mean Universal? Universal Studios?
No, what is it? Universal Music. It was one of their studios.
Okay.
It was like one of their studios.
Got it. Okay.
And then I knew it was time to drop because I had dropped that Rick James, and then shit, people was fucking with that.
Yeah, that Rick James, I saw it on IG. It went crazy.
Yeah, people was fucking with that, so I'm like,
it went crazy.
Yeah, let me give it to him. And it was fun too because I feel like I worked with some new producers. So
yeah, no, that definitely like brings out a different vibe in you, I'm sure.
definitely.
So I've had like this conversation with a lot of my creative friends, right? And it's this idea of, is there balance as a full-time creative? For you, like as an artist, do you think balance exists? Like, because you were saying earlier, like you would kind of like to keep your 2 lives separate, right? Artist and then like your personal life. But is there like a balance to that? Is it even possible if you want to be like a big artist?
Yeah,
like, can you even have balance?
Yeah, I feel like you can balance your life. Like you can balance 2 lives, but I don't know. It depends on the people around you, but it's balance in certain aspects. Like like you're not about to just have balance like all day every day.
Yeah.
She's not about to be perfect at all. Like you might have chaos one day, and everything might just go good the next. But like I don't think you're gonna find balance for real. Especially like on the up and coming. Like no.
For sure, yeah.
No.
I think if you're building something from the ground up, balance doesn't exist.
Nah,
It does not exist.
I don't think it do for sure.
Yeah. No, you know, earlier in your career, right? I'm sure you were learning as you were going. You probably didn't know everything when you first started becoming an artist. What were like some of those earlier mistakes that you made?
I feel like we made mistakes as a group because I was in Wrld Tour Mafia. Well, I'm in Wrld Tour Mafia, but like Wrld Tour Mafia, like we was bigger and not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like bigger as a
Just
collective.
Like,
just people having egos, and then you gotta know like when you in the moment, cause like we didn't know like we was in the moment, like but now like I'm having my moment now, so like I'm understanding it.
Do you notice any like differences from, I guess, the mistakes you made as a group versus you as like kind of being this solo artist?
See, yeah, it's like as a group. I mean, we was dropping music solo first, but it was still a group thing. That's why it go back to like WTM Milt and RAFA. Like RAFA can't make no mistakes. I feel like so it's like, and then I learned from so many people. Like I learned from the best of them.
Yeah.
So.
Was there ever a point where you were like affected by criticism at all? Like where negative feedback actually got to you? At least in the earlier years of you being an artist.
Not really, because my earlier years, like I was still like stuck between like street shit and like music. So like, but like now I'm like full fledged, like focused on music. So I feel like that was the only thing.
Yeah, like so it never got to you at all.
Nah.
It's just like one in one ear out the other.
Yeah, I feel like if somebody talking, then that's good. So.
True.
That's how I look at it.
True.
Cause like I feel like that's my biggest thing right now, promotion, marketing. Like.
You feel like that's the hardest part about being an artist? Like not even making like your best song, but it's about branding and marketing. Like, do you think that's the hardest part about being an artist?
Yeah, that should be like your main focus. I feel like, especially if you already got the music. Then yeah, if you need to focus on getting better at music, then you should do that. Make as many songs as possible. But once that's done, you can be the most talented, but you see the weakest person ever blow up. So you need to focus on branding and marketing for sure.
Definitely, especially if you're an independent artist too, I feel like way harder to get exposure and stuff like that. But it's nothing that you can't learn.
Yeah.
Like all of this shit can be learned, you know?
Yeah.
What would you say is like the worst part about being an artist?
Just like when I was first starting, because people think like RAFA, like they think I'm like some people think I'm a new artist, but it's like I've been like around and shit, so like I just be noticing like everybody. One of the worst things, but it's good. Everybody's getting used for sure. Like it don't matter who it is, everybody's getting used. So you just need to figure out you gonna be mad getting used, or you gonna be used in a good way. You gonna use somebody else in a good way. And then another thing I say is shit be fake. Like that's the only thing. So like now I'm like big on like really like having my like friends around. Like I don't want to hang
Like
with
friends who don't make music?
Yeah, like I don't. That's another thing I was saying. Like I don't want to hang with rappers for real. Like or so. Like
you think it's definitely like just fake energy?
Yeah.
Depending on who you're around, for sure.
Definitely.
But what would you
That's
say?
probably the only thing though. But you should be good though. Like a lot of people I hang with, like I tell them like straight up, we don't gotta make music. I know we be hanging without music, so it's like it'd be cool.
Yeah. What would you say is the best part though? Because there are good moments to being an artist.
I ain't gonna lie. The bitches, like nah. The best thing though, for sure, you get free shit. People treat you nice.
People know who you are too. I'm sure.
But yeah, I mean, I think the best thing though is when your fan be like, the reaction from the fans. That's like if you build it, that's what be keeping me going. Like even say I'm down for like a few days, then I be like out of nowhere, I be getting these DMs or something that's telling me how I'm helping them or something. Like
that's
type
fire.
of shit. That'd be the best thing for me. Like
that
should be turning me up for real. Like,
not to mention probably show interactions too. Like you have people like who know your music.
Show interactions. People will be getting me is when people be bringing me stuff to the show. Like I got you this. Like somebody drew me a whole painting.
Of you?
I don't know what
or
it
it's
was.
Just some random, okay.
He just said, "I want you to sign my painting, bro."
No, but what was the painting?
I
thought it was like a portrait of you.
I don't know what it was. That's the whole thing. I'm like,
shit.
yeah, bro, high as hell. He said, yeah, I was listening to Caveman and painted this. That was what
That's crazy. That's a cool interaction though. Damn. No, that's fire. I know that you do like superheroes, right? I mean, obviously your is RAFA Tony Stark. You mentioned it in a couple of your songs. Is Iron Man like your favorite superhero?
No, he not. That's the craziest thing. He not though.
So how did this like Tony Stark shit come about?
Cause it's like Iron Man put all that shit together, and like that's how all this came together. Like I was the one who put it together for real. So it's like.
So you feel like you kind of like embody Iron Man in a way?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It's hard to explain now.
So if that's not your favorite superhero though?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man?
Yeah, that was always my favorite. Spider-Man and Batman. That was it. But
Did you ever watch Star Wars at all?
I just watched Star Wars for the first time like 5 months ago.
Which one did you watch? Did you watch all of them?
The first three.
I always get the order mixed up.
Or whatever, the ones without the new ones.
Yeah.
Man.
Okay. Nah, the third one is my favorite, Revenge of the Sith. And I'm big on Star Wars too, over like Marvel.
No, I fuck with Star Wars heavy because it's like real life. That shit for real.
No,
like,
shit is sick for sure.
Like how the Dark Force, and then Anakin, they had to change him up, and then he became Darth Vader.
Bro, that whole storyline is just crazy. Like if I had to pick, I'm doing Star Wars over Marvel any day. Like for me, it's sci-fi probably over like superheroes, personally.
I don't know about Star Wars over Marvel though.
I'm
I don't
doing
know
Star
about
Wars.
that one. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm doing Star Wars over Marvel. Let's say though that you had to like pick an actor that was gonna star in your movie, your life story. Who would you pick?
He got to play me.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
He's acting out your life story.
I'm gonna have to go with Denzel Washington.
Bro, how did I know you were gonna say
But
that?
I'm only saying that.
I knew he
I'm
was
only
gonna
saying
say
that
that.
because I'm only saying that because I can't really think of nobody younger right now.
Yeah.
Unless I get this.
What about what's his name?
Denzel's son. I
No,
get
no,
his son.
he was in what's it called? Sinners.
Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
I was gonna say him too.
No, I feel like he could play you for sure. But
Michael
yeah.
B. Okay.
Nah, shout out Denzel, bro. But hey, man, I appreciate you. Can't wait to see what else you do this year, bro. I feel like it's gonna be something special.